Hello Libra. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using The Star Tarot by Kathy McLeland. Website on the top here is kathymcleland.com. Feel free to freeze frame and check that out if you're interested. Supportive Oracle Cards, Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish. Illustrated by Jesse Reish, and at the bottom there, the beginning of the last line is the website hayhouse.com. Okay, Libra. We're going to do the face down thing. No, yes. Alright, so let's see what's all this. Everything's all over the place. I'm already getting that. So there's too much going on. Things not working out quite right at the moment, at least. There's a jumble. There's a jumble going on here. So there's whatever the situation is, you were blocked from it for a while. I'm not sure if you were ignored or just flat out blocked, because you might have been just flat out ignored in this situation. And it's something that means a lot to you. I want people to hear me. I want people to like me. I really do want people to like me here. This is important to me. Could be a family situation. Might be something you were left out of. You knew you were left out of it, and I felt like when it happened, I don't feel like I was very empowered with that moment. Like I couldn't get around it. I wanted to, and I was trying to find a better way to handle it. I really wanted to be a part of it, but I felt like I was blocked. I just felt like I was very blocked. There's weird energy around this situation. Whoever blocked you, there's a lot of issues with that person. There's a lot of issues with that person, whoever blocked you. There's a problem here. There's some emotional, mental something going on here. I'm worried that this person might have sort of used you as a scapegoat for why things were a problem, but that's definitely not why. But they might have kind of angled it as if you were the problem. But they pushed you out. Now that things have gone forward a little ways, you're needed. Things are out of balance. Things are not going well. And it feels like it's self-evident that it clearly wasn't you because you were blocked out of the situation. If you were the reason things weren't going that well, they would have gone better when you were blocked, but that's not the case. Things got actually worse. Things were better when you were a part of it. And I feel like this is a very bittersweet moment. Kind of like it's obvious that you're needed there. That's the sweet side. The bitter side is like, now that it's where it is, it's going to take that much more to put it back where it was at least, or fix it. Are they pulling you back in at this point? Are they trying to? Because you don't have to do anything you don't want to. Yeah, I feel like you're being pulled back in. You did want to be a part of it, though. That's the thing. And I feel like I do want to come back in. I think you do want to be a part of the situation. That's the bittersweet part. The good cheer is you want to be back in, you're coming back in. But the bitter part is because it's worse. It needs to be fixed. It needs to be corrected. The situation needs to be balanced out. It needs to be balanced out, which is where you come in. You're very good at communicating when you need to, definitely. I feel like Libras communicate anyway, but just because Libras can communicate, I feel like that you do very openly. I've heard that Leos and Libras are constantly communicating, which is fine. But just because you're communicating doesn't mean you're trying to make things happen. So that's something you have to push forward if you want something to happen. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. I'm not gonna worry about it. I feel like I'm back in. When you come back into this, there's success here, literally success here, but you also got the success on the Six of Wands. Like you're back into it, but then it's like it's a mess. It's a mess, and I feel like I'm trying. The first step is understanding everything that went on when I was blocked, because there's some of this that I don't know about because you were blocked. You don't know about, you were blocked. How would you know about it? Even though you were trying to know and you would love to know, and you were still open to people telling you, they didn't tell you. You were blocked. So you first have to figure out what you missed out on and what's really going now. What changed? What got worse? Why did it get worse? Then becomes this next part, the choice. The choice starts with, first, I feel like you're going to start fixing things. It just seems to be your natural energy. Things have to go different this time, though. I feel like I have no interest in being somebody's scapegoat again, and I feel like I'm very well aware that it easily could happen again. It's a mess. This situation is a mess. If this is hitting, this is a mess. You have to balance it out. You have to do what's right for you and what's right for others. You've got to make sure you include yourself. Things are going really quickly. You got the Eight of Wands, but you got the High Priestess. The situation is not going to run perfectly. It's just not. And I feel like that's part of this. You have to, if you haven't, and I shouldn't say you don't have to do anything. It would probably behoove you to realize the situation, at least at this point, and I would say if I was going to be really bold, the next year is not going to work correctly. It's realizing what's more difficult to fix versus what's easy to fix, and start with the easy stuff and stabilize the easy stuff. Don't go from one to the next and just keep going to the harder. Do the easy stuff first and then stabilize and like keep it where it's supposed to be. I feel like there's a lot of easy stuff that needs to be taken care of first. Start with the easy stuff. There's going to be a turning point, though. What is going on with this? Because you're trying to balance it out, but I feel like you're going to get to a point where it's so messy that I feel like I kind of want to just get out of it again. There's going to be a moment where I feel like it's just like, it feels like it's a lot worse than it was, and I'm starting to go like, you know what, I did want back into this, but now I'm kind of wanting, can you block me again? Like, can you stop talking to me again? Can people block me again? How do I get back there? Because I feel like this is such a mess this time around. It's so much worse that I'm like, maybe I want to be on the outs again because this is such a mess. I don't know. This is becoming really stressful. There's going to be that turning point where it's like, maybe I don't really want to be here anymore. Maybe I don't really want to deal with this anymore. I thought I did, but when I was away, things got really bad. It got really messy, and now it's taking so much to fix it that I don't know. I don't know about this. You got a choice, which is very awkward. You can accept it for the mess that it is. That seems to be more of a passive role. Kind of like, I'm just going to do what I can, but I'm not going to go crazy with this situation. It never really seems to correct. And I feel like I can be comfortable. I can be fairly happy with that. That's one choice. But it's the Five of Cups. It's kind of like, it's fairly good, but there's always going to be messed up stuff. What's this other choice? Because I'm not sure if that's you or not, but we'll just find out. Five of Wands, half in, half out. Oh, it's you. And the Justice card. It's you. That's your card, the Justice card. That's more of the passive approach. You seem to be fairly happy with it, but it never really does that well. I just try to help here, help there. I put out small fires where I can. I just accept it for the train wreck that it is. The other option is to lead your way forward and to make it work out right. they're saying you are protected if you do this. If you go in there and you go head on and you're just like, we're just going to have to really dig deep and just talk about things that people don't want to talk about, it's going to get really uncomfortable. But if you do that, it's not going to be like you got the Five of Wands, half in, half out. There's going to be some arguments here and there. What are you doing? Excuse me, sir, no. Can you stop? Go. If you go into it head on, it's going to be uncomfortable. There's going to be small disagreements. I do feel like there's a lot of stress for you because like I don't want to argue like this because a couple people are going to be very difficult. But if you go in like, all right, we're going to have these difficult conversations. We're going to have to do it. It's very uncomfortable for you. It's stepping out of your comfort zone. These are conversations with people that I feel like can be very either vulgar or make you very nervous. You might even have to have a couple people back you up just in case things get really hairy. But if you do that, the situation it will get handled correctly and it will calm down. It'll be better than it was originally. So it's like if before you got blocked, if you do 1 to 10, 1 being really bad, 10 being really good, it probably floated between a 4 and 5 before. When you got blocked out of it, went down to like a 2 to 3, more 2 than 3. I feel like it doesn't get above a 4, kind of like it doesn't really see, it just seems to be like 2 to 3, just seems to not get any better. You're just kind of living with it if you just take the passive route. If you go in there and deal with things, again, it used to like bounce around between a 4 and 5. I feel like you're going to get a solid 7 to 6. It's not going to be perfect. I just feel like that's completely unrealistic. But that's better than what it was. That's you going head in on it, dealing with it. Let's go through these things. So if it's worth it for you, I could see you trying. I really do feel like if you try, you'll probably stick with it because it's kind of like once you start the process, it just seems to take a life of its own. You just get pulled into thing one after the next. It just seems to be like taking that first plunge, but leading it forward. You're going to have to lead it forward to fix it. If you take kind of the passive approach, I'll just kind of put out the small fires and deal with what I have to deal with. You can be very comfortable, but it'll always be a problem. It just won't correct until you move forward and you take the lead and go into the difficult conversations. I just feel like I really don't want to do it. It really makes me uncomfortable, but I'm getting if you do it, you are protected, you'll be okay, and it will get a lot better. It's just getting myself to do it seems to be a challenge. It's all up to you whether you want to do it or not. You are that effective. I feel like you know you're that effective, but it's still like, yeah, but do I have to do that stress? That's like, you have 2 different ways to handle it. If you go right into it, situation will notably improve. If you don't, it's going to stay where it is. You'll just learn to deal with it. Which you seem to be okay with it, which is ironic, but I feel like I get used to bad behavior or something like that, which you don't have to do. Alright, I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email. jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.